Welcome to Kenya Young Journalists, the home of real life stories that will inspire and impact your life in a positive way. Watch this video to the end. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment down below. My name is Lynn Nyawira.
I had a great father, Pastor Bernard Bonke. Oh God, he took me to the nations. Yeah, and sometimes Teresa, he calls me. You know, before I met him, this girl, my lawyer, had a dream. And she told me, I had a dream, Pastor Bernard Bonke will be looking for you. And he wanted to be part of his legacy and move with you from nation to nation. On 31st night, after she had dreamt, guess what? I received a call from Pastor Bonke. Let me tell you something. Anytime Pastor Bonke called me, because he always called me odd hours, I jumped out of the bed because I never spoke to him from the bed. So, told me, Teresa, I need you. And then he told me the vision. I traveled with Pastor Bonke. Once a month, I was out of the nation of Kenya. I went with him to Brazil. I call everybody, how do you go to Brazil? I'm told, no, don't go through Europe. That will be more than 38 hours. You better go through South Africa. I didn't even know how to go. When my father spoke, I jumped in obedience. And I thank God that also his farewell speech and his final words were given me before he went home after he dedicated the house. And he told me, Teresa, you're not going to see me again. And when I go, I'm going home. Can I give you just a short testimony? You know, just some of these people need to hear these testimonies. As when we finished the dedication, President Uhuru was there, and everybody was there, and Pastor Bonke spoke. I remember when we got out, we stood on the staircases for photographs. The security shut everybody, his people inside. So we stood outside. Pastor Bonke told me, Teresa, I'm feeling weak in my body. I don't feel like I can walk the steps. But don't you ever think you can hold my hand, okay? I said, yes, Dad. I don't. I would. Pastor Masinde, I looked at the presidential security. I saw a man in a white suit. I told him, come. He did this and he came running. Pastor Bonke put his hand on the man and walked down. The mystery is this. I wanted the picture of a man in a white suit. They told me, security of a president with a white suit? What would you be doing with a white suit? The man in a white suit was the fourth man. I saw him, he came. And Pastor Bonke put his weight on this man. Then he did this. The man disappeared. So I wanted, even the presidential, at least the president, we would have all the access to have the photographs. They say, what man are you talking about? Here? White suits? We don't do white suits. God had sent an angel to come and walk him down. Thank God I was raised by one of the greatest generals, history maker and nation shaker, who was never afraid of anything. You know, can I tell you something? Preachers, I need to give you this testimony. Pastor Kathy, you need to send me out this way. Do you know, I asked Pastor Bonke, how do you do your crusade? Then my daughter Catherine asked, Pastor Bonke, I don't see you taking offerings in the crusade. So why you don't take? He said, oh, Catherine, you can't ask people to pay twice. And I'm like, oh, okay. He says, Teresa, every time I have a budget for a crusade. I signed an agreement with God that one person will be paying it. Pastor Kathy, this is the story. I know somebody's faith is going to be built. He used to do small prayer breakfast, not with more than 500 people. But if he's going to Nigeria and he needs 3.5 million, one person, one, will give that check. All the other monies will go to the ministry. So one time, as he continued crusading in West Africa, he did a breakfast. Then there were many checks of 200,000, 150, but the check that one check that met all the expenses and the cost was missing. Bishop, he asked me, he told me, Teresa, I asked God, what is happening? What is happening? Suddenly, a lady called and said, Pastor Reinhard Monke, I'm a very wealthy woman. I was called for a business when people were giving, but I'm sending you a check of the money that was needed. You know, February is our month of fasting and prayer, so we take time to fast and pray. So, I don't remember when this was. Pastor Kathy, I called my son and I say, son, this month of prayer and fasting, there will be no other speaker. You will take the service and you will be teaching every Saturday. And you take your time. Don't rush anything. Nobody's going anywhere. And Bishop invested time and prayer and prepared messages for 4 Saturdays. And I have asked Pastor Kathy, requesting her, that those messages, you turn them and then you have them printed into his new book about his legacy. Pastor Kathy can tell you, when Bishop had finished the 4 weeks, I asked him, Bishop, how did you, I've never had those messages. He said, God gave them to me the moment you told me that I will pick that microphone. And God started preparing my heart. But of course, I would never be prepared enough for such a nice young man to go. The last was when we met with Bishop Masinda and a couple of ministers. And I told them, you know, do you people know that my son is not too well? Can we immediately call and you pray over him? And I remember every one of them, they said a prayer. Every one of them individually said a prayer. Then Bishop Masinda turned to me and said, Mama Teresa, I want you to prepare for something. It is very difficult for a mother to bury a son, because ordinarily a son ought to bury the mother. I don't even know when they went or why they left and all that. I wept. Then the following day was the day that was so hard. The kids called me from the hospital, everybody's screaming, and I gave Pastor Morris a very difficult time. Thank you. Pastor Morris, where are you sitting? Thank you. I gave this man and Jane a very difficult time. As we walk through the journey with my son, I used to tell Jane, you and me, there's something you know that we know. She said, yes, Mom, I know. So we walked through the journey. The following day, as Bishop had told me about me burying my son, it hit me. The kids call me, they are screaming. Do you know what Vanessa told me? Vanessa told me, Pastor Mom, I remember I was at Uhuru back when I was young, and a woman died in the meeting and you raised her. Now raise your son. And it was not in God's agenda. It's not that God wouldn't have done it, but this man had fought a good fight. He had kept the faith, and he had finished the course. How I pray today, the sons of JCC, the legacy of your father, the books that your father never wrote, where your father never went to preach. You know, Pastor Kathy, right now, there's an outbreak of a great revival in Taiwan. Taiwan is calling me to go, and I'm thinking, Taiwan? At my age, how many know that there is a gap in the nation of Kenya? Bishop, why are we not having evangelists? Where have they gone? The prophetic voices. There's this, I'm receiving. Do you know now they're starting harassing me? What, you know, we have an outbreak of revival in Taiwan. Please come and help us. Come and help us. Botswana is waiting for me. Please come and help. Nations are calling. Let me ask you, Bishop, do we have a disconnect somewhere? Stand up, everybody. Stand up, everybody. Stand up, everybody. Thank you, Andrew. Bishop, we have a gap. We have a gap. Our children on the streets, they need a voice. Who is that voice? Who is that voice? Bishop, are you telling me what we did for God 30 years ago? God would call us retired soldiers back to the war. Somebody is missing. Somebody is missing. There is a vacuum of emptiness in the nation of Kenya. And God's eyes are here today. I sense a prophetic word right now. There is a vacuum. There is an emptiness. The eyes of God are looking. Oh, it was so nice that we thought Bishop did a great job. Do you know he was giving a prophetic message? Because today, where is the love that will make you go on the street when you don't have money and witness to the Gen Zs? Where is the faith that will make you lay hands on somebody at Koinange Street and tell them, silver and gold have I none, but in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, rise up and walk? Where is the faith? Where is the love that you look at somebody and you tell them, I'm sensing you have not paid your rent? Let me share this with you. We are greedy, we are selfish, we are mean, we want money, but we don't know what to do with the money. Never ask for money if you don't know what you want the money for. If your money is not for the kingdom of God, you are just selfish. Leave it. We have a senior evangelist here, Mama Mwai. She gave her life to reach out to schools. Now we want Mama Mwai to start going to Riruta High School. At her age, come to Kirogoya, come where? What are you doing? Is somebody sitting on a call? Can I hear the church going to war right now before I give the microphone to Bishop Masinde? Come on, somebody, begin to wage war. Are you sitting on a gift? Has God called you to do something? Are you that evangelist? Are you that worshiper? Are you that giver? Are you that sponsor crusade?